So in today's video, we're going to talk about the top 5 neighborhoods throughout Central Florida you want to keep an eye on in 2025. That's coming up next. Stick around. Hey everyone, it's Matt here once again with the Matt Allen Real Estate Team. I hope you are having a great day today. Thanks for taking time to watch the video. If you're new to our station, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I would love to provide information about buying and selling property in Central Florida. I've been in the business for 23 years and I would love to be able to be a resource for you as you go on your journey buying or selling houses in the Central Florida area, or a lot of this information is pertinent anywhere. Without further delay, I want to get into today's topic, which is top 5 neighborhoods or cities or communities around Central Florida I think are important in 2025. You want to keep an eye on. There is some continual growth in most of these areas. So let's start with number 1 on my list, which is kind of an interesting one we don't talk about too often. It's actually Clermont, Florida, particularly the downtown area, which has gone through a huge revitalization. It's close to the Clermont chain of lakes. They've actually expanded that area out into the Minneola area. But this one's going to be one on my list to keep an eye on for 2025. Originally, Clermont used to be an area of citrus. They were known for all of their orange groves out there. And over the last 25 to 30 years or so, they've actually grown with new communities, new schools, all the infrastructure, restaurants, recreation, anything entertainment wise, and particularly downtown Clermont, where we've seen probably over the last 5 years an enormous amount of growth. They are mirroring downtown Winter Garden. If you're familiar with that area, it's one of these older downtown areas where they have some high-end shops, some high-end restaurants. They have the Clermont Brewing Company down there. They just have a ton of things going on, and new restaurants, new activities, new things going on through that downtown area. I think this is one you really want to look at. If you look at median price, you're just slightly above the median average for Orlando. I think you're in the 460 range. Now, keep in mind that's going to count condos, townhomes, single family homes. If you were to ask me what could I get as a single family home in that area, I would say probably somewhere between 550 to 650 is where you're going to start in that particular area. But that's number 1 on my list. Keep an eye on Clermont, particularly that downtown area and surrounding communities. Now, when we're talking about areas to keep an eye on for 2025, you cannot leave out Horizon West, which is the Winter Garden area just south of downtown Winter Garden. It's a growing area. It's actually one of the largest growing areas throughout Central Florida, and for good reason. They have a ton of infrastructure that's going in there. Besides hospitals, they have a ton of restaurants that are continually being built in the area. Pricing is fairly reasonable. Looking at the median price point, you're looking at about 571,000 for a home in that area, and that's about average for the single family home in that area. Obviously, you can go higher, and there's areas where you can buy condos and townhomes a little less than that. But it's number 2 on my list of areas to keep an eye on for 2025. And if you want some more information about these particular communities, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always happy to answer any questions or give you some specifics. I can always set you up on a search in a particular area and be able to send you real life listings based on your criteria. So that's number 2 on my list. So number 3 on my list is a relative newcomer. It just opened up about a year ago in April of 2023. It is called the Packing District. Yes, it pays homage to the citrus industry here in Central Florida. It is located right next to College Park, so it's very close to downtown. And it is about the most unique neighborhood you could possibly find. There is everything from mixed use property, meaning There's going to be commercial space with retail, with residential. So you've got everything mixed in together. It's got the food hall you hear a ton about, which is a building where you'd walk in and there are multiple options, kind of like a souped up food court you would see at one of the old malls. Um, that's probably not a fair comparison because these things are pretty awesome. Usually very unique food. They usually have something either of a beer or a distillery or something going on in there as well, and just a ton of options. So this community is got all of those things. Median price point for this area is going to be around 625,000. They do have condos and townhomes. To my knowledge, I don't believe they have single family homes in this area as of yet. If I'm incorrect, definitely drop me a note below, and I'll be glad to amend this. But it's a very popular area because it is close to downtown. So if you're a city person, this might be the perfect place for you. There are parks there as well, so you can have that recreation. And then you're surrounded by restaurants and as I said, other entertainment venues throughout the downtown area. So Packing District, check it out. If you want more information, you let me know. So with number 3, we're moving east of Lake Nona, that is, into the neighborhood community area of Sunbridge. Sunbridge is a new and up and coming neighborhood. And again, it's east of Lake Nona, which is very popular, very well known area. Was new probably 10, 15 years ago and has now become quite a destination for a lot of people. They have Medical City, which is a huge hospital complex out there. The U.S. Tennis Association is out there. They have some tremendous golf courses out there. But if you go to the east of it, this is an area called Sunbridge, and it is known as a nature-inspired living community. Their focus is on sustainability. So if you're looking for that type of community, this is where you want to head, particularly if you're in a 55 plus community. Del Webb just built a community out in Sunbridge. If you are looking for 55 plus communities, I do a lot of work with that type of clientele. I have a wealth of information that I can provide to you. So that area is very popular for the 55 plus. It is new and developed. They have a lot of activities and things they're doing out there, food trucks, but they are still bringing in infrastructure. So, you're going to have restaurants and things like that that are going to be coming into that area. And it is slated for a lot of growth over the next few years. So keep an eye on that one. That's called Sunbridge. So the last one on my list is a little bit related to the first one on my list, which was Clermont. This is the hills of Minneola. Minneola is just north of Clermont. It has seen growth over the last probably 10 years. What's unique about this area, first of all, is the affordability. You're looking at a median price point at about $425,000. You can legitimately get a single family home for not much more than that median price. So it is a very affordable area, but it is also unique in the fact that it has rolling hills. If you're familiar at all with Central Florida, it's fairly flat here. But out in the Clermont, Minneola area, even Montverde, it's one of the only areas where you're getting some rolling hills and you've got a little bit of contour to the landscape, which if you're coming from the north, it's nice to have that. Not quite the mountainous areas we see in like an upstate New York or Colorado, but it is an area to give a little more of a scene to. It also is developing infrastructure. So if you are looking for those newest, latest, greatest restaurants, things like that, that would be an ideal place for you. It's very close to the turnpike, so you can zip down to the Orlando area. Winter Garden's fairly close by. Clermont, as I said, is not very far. So it is a very good area and affordable. So that's it, everyone. That's my list of the top 5 areas that I would suggest keeping an eye on in 2025. If you are looking to buy a property here in Central Florida, If you have a suggestion of one you are most interested in or you think should be on this list, drop it down below. I am always open to hearing what other people have to say and different opinions. That's what we're all about here. If you have any questions, drop them down below. I'm Matt Allen, and I will see you on my next video. You take care now. Bye-bye. If you're still here, take a look at these videos over here. We got some good ones for you. Bye-bye.